Hi, my name is Russell, and this is my psychology memoir. Um, for the instructional part of memoir, I'll be talking about group polarization. My personal definition of group polarization is when if someone has a certain belief, but then they get thrown into a group with other people of other like-minded people with that similar belief as well, they will then most likely take on a more extreme viewpoint, or as a group, make a more extreme decision in that direction because they all as a group think similarly. They don't take into consideration other viewpoints necessarily. Um, an example of this occurring could be on a jury. If an individual juror thinks the defendant is kind of guilty but deserves not a harsh punishment but just a decent punishment, but then goes into deliberation and finds out all the jurors think this guy's guilty, then group polarization can occur, and they might, as individual jurors, swing further to the extreme and recommend a harsher punishment towards the defendant. Group polarization can also be found in politics as well. All right, for the reflective part of the psychology memoir, I took away probably a lot of things from AP Psych, but one thing that's standing out to me is implicit bias. When I learned about implicit bias, it was kind of interesting to think someone may not believe they have bias or prejudice against other groups, but in their unconscious they might have some formally held beliefs or actions that they don't necessarily believe, but they're kind of acting upon, if that makes sense. And I was sort of thinking about it and analyzing it, and I think a lot of other people felt the same way. It's kind of like, oh, I might have these sort of things. Like when you hear about a certain crime, you associate it with a certain race. So, drugs you would associate with African Americans, or like money laundering I would associate with white people, that kind of thing. But I don't necessarily believe on the outside. It's just kind of the unconscious. So I think I can take away from this class to try to avoid these things. And I think a lot of other people felt the same way when they learned about implicit bias. All right. For the informative part of the memoir, I would recommend to new students to actually do the unit questions. They're really beneficial. They help you study. They help you jog your memory from what Mr. Snell had previously said in previous lessons. And they give you points on the test, so that certainly doesn't hurt because these tests are hard. All right. Thank you for watching.